Right, welcome back everybody. We are now back in England, back in the old Audi, back to work basically. So as Gecko Tour has finished, this is a part of a brand new series, now getting ready for the next set of tournaments. So let's get into that first of all. So I'm rejoining the PGA. So I did my PGA like 5-6 years ago, haven't been a member since, but I'm rejoining because of tournaments with the PGA. So I can play the West region basically, play lots of Pro-Ams and the actual West region professional events, like the Just Pro ones. That's what I'm doing now for the rest of the year. I'm getting ready for the West region. Now I need to apply to get my membership back. So I'm currently waiting for them to have like an AGM or whatever it is, which is in June, and it needs to go to the main board and then it will go through. So I'm not sure exactly when that'll be yet. I'm going to give them a ring in a bit. It's like to be like July when I'll be playing tournament golf again. I may play a few events in the meantime, TP Tour events and things like that, but we'll see. So the next bit, now I've got a little gap now, and this series is going to be documenting again that process of getting better. Now the Gecko Tour highlighted a lot of weaknesses in the game, and I would have only been able to test those in competition. You never know fully where your game is until you got a card in your hand in a proper event. So it was a great testing place for me. Now it's all about pushing to the next level and ironing out those weaknesses. So let me just get this gym session out of the way. I haven't trained for 5 weeks, probably lost like 4 or 5 kilos, feeling small and weak and slow. So I'm going to get this session done very quickly to go through some mobility and what I'm doing in here. 30 seconds, 1 minute, and then we'll get back into the how I'm going to actually improve, the areas that need to be improved, all that stuff, and then what's going to go on in this series basically. Yeah, so I didn't actually film much in the end of that, but today was basically just a get back in the gym, get lifting weights again, and just don't go too heavy, otherwise you feel really sore. So there's a proper workout plan that I'm starting next session, and this is the one that I've been working on with the powerlifting coach, which is coming soon, so that's going to be available soon, just to let you know. Anyway, I'm at Aldi, just got to get some food and stuff. Oh, someone's had a haircut. Look at that, eh? It's nice, isn't it? Yeah. Are you going to grab your bed, are you? Yeah. But welcome back. Appreciate I look like awful and exhausted, but I've not slept well. So let me just get through this to finish this vlog, because I just want to talk about my golf swing and the changes that I'm making. I've just finished training. I'm taking back the microphone, the Rode Video Mic Pro that broke, and I've got a new one coming in a few days, so the microphone noise isn't that great, but that's going to be sorted in the next few days, so you get a nice like bassy sound, rich. Just going to start by showing you a few clips. So all these ball flights that you see now, they're all very high, so they're launching high, they're spinning a lot, and just very hard to control, and it all comes from basically, it comes from me adding loft to impact. So my dynamic loft is higher, greater than it should be. Now couple that with clubhead speed, you've got a ball that's spinning a lot and is just going to go into the stratosphere, which is what happens. Now this is kind of the reason why I club down quite a bit, and I feel like one of the reasons that I try and play so many shots on the course, like knockdown, stingers, little half shots, because if I hit it hard, it is pretty much uncontrollable. Now I know there's been a lot of comments on the Gecko Tour round. It's basically like you're just trying to do too much, and it is true, but I feel like the reason that I'm trying to do too much is kind of down to that as well. And partly the reason that I'm adding so much loft impact is due to what happens with my spine angle, what happens with my lower body, my hips through impact. So my spine angle starts here, like very erect, very straight, and then through impact it does this. So I stand up in it, the hips go forward, and then because the hips have gone forward and I've stood up, my handle's raised away. So in order to get to the ball, I have to release the hands. So in releasing the hands to get to the ball, throwing the hands, whatever you want to call it, that adds loft, and it also couples with quite a fast closure, quite a fast face closure. So I am trying to time this move, so chucking the hands and closing the face at the same time. Yeah, I can swing left and it may bring my attack angle down, but I'm still like humping it and throwing the handle. So the biggest thing I am changing is what happens to my hips. So was speaking to Fabian in Spain as well, and so if you start with your hips at this, or you start with a spine angle like this, so your hips are like point, so that's your spine, that's your legs, right? So you start in a very like erect position, very straight with your glutes out. The only place they can go is this way, which is what happens when you lose your spine angle and you throw and all that bad stuff, right? But I said if you start with a bit more curvature, so your pelvis sat a bit more underneath, the reaction or the movement that the pelvis is going to make is this through the ball. So you start in this position and you end in this position. Rather than starting in this position, the only way it can go is there. So I'm starting with a much more relaxed posture. So hips tucked under, which you'll see here, and I'm rehearsing, trying to get my left hip moving like out the way and back. So I maintain my spine angle, and because I've maintained my spine angle, I've not lost the distance from the club to the ball. So that means I can actually hold the angle off, reduce the dynamic loft, and hit proper golf shots on correct trajectories. Now, what I'm trying to do now is get just a stock flight. So I want to see everything low fade, low fade, low fade. And I can swing it still at over 120 mile an hour, hitting that low fade, and the ball's going to go further. Not that that matters, but it's going to be a lot more controllable, which is the thing that matters, and especially through the irons as well. I've started hitting a few balls at Clifton Hill, and the ball flight is just so much more controllable. Low little cuts. What I'm going to do is just work on that now over the next few weeks, then get my distances dialed in, and then go out and play a few rounds again and see where it is. I feel like it'd be just so much easier to control. And then through the wedges, stop trying to do like so much with it. Just have one stock shot, find your yardages for different distances, like the clock face stuff, swing to where, swing to there, find your distances. But all in all, like bringing the ball flight down, the dynamic loft down, getting it moving forward, it's just going to be so much more easy to control. And if it's a windy day, again, you don't have to do too much. Like, whereas at the moment, if the wind gets up and I'm playing into wind, I'm literally having to club down like 3 clubs and try and just like dink it. So it just is hard to control. I hope that makes some sort of sense, and the videos have actually shown that a bit. Like, I'm exhausted. Last night I just didn't really sleep at all. I don't know why. But yeah, still trying to get on with it. I've done so much today. And yeah, I put out a thing on the community as well. Basically what I'm gonna do, I think every other week, is do a video that's like, before I say this, like, my channel's not gonna be like a silly channel where we all go out with buckets and spades and try and play golf. But every now and again I want to do like a viral video, like not the coronavirus. For instance, like someone put a really good suggestion in earlier, go out with Balata golf balls and blades and see what happens. So stuff like that, like leave suggestions. What else do you think would be a good idea? And I'll try and get as many done as possible, but the crux of the channel is this series. And I promise in the next video I will be more upbeat and happy and ready to go. So thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.